Wow, beautiful read. Okay, let's get into it. For those of you that don't know, we do host these weekly. There is a huge shift with the Divine Masculine this week, which we will get into the read shortly. If you do want this content ahead of the crowd, please come through and join our YouTube membership, where we have these hosted well and truly ahead, as well as there's other premium features, which is the Discord members hub, that we have the community, and we also have updates in there, as well as element reads and more. Okay, let's take a look now. The creating energy. There's something of a change that is coming with Divine Masculine this month. It could have been because of our transits with some changes happening. And I'm almost hearing the term the devil in the detail and in the name of love. And I do feel this person, they're reflecting to the past and they're in awareness of a sacrifice that was made. But they're no longer wanting to, it's almost like inadvertently having this revelation that maybe they were putting their personal needs on hold for the sake of other people. And, the way the cards were relayed out, it was almost in the hangman position, and now it's come to the upright. And I really firmly believe that Divine Masculine here in the mix is having these huge revelations to do with love, to do with what they will, some of the sacrifices we make sometimes for the bigger picture. But then it's a little bit like with this month, Neptune going retrograde, we're going to have these revelations. And, I really dread that aspect of a transit, because I always have these 101s to life, and it's right under our nose as a solution or a revelation. And we can find that we feel a little bit silly. It's like, wow, why didn't I see it that way? And I do feel Divine Masculine already is in the mix of having to make these radical changes, but really wanting to make these radical changes. I do feel in the context of their past, definitely looking at the first two cards, both at the past position, they weren't happy. They were taming their desires. They were putting their desires down. They were maybe, going against the grain and running from love, metaphorically. Do they feel that spiritually you might have given them some advice or been a leader in some shape or form? Yes, sometimes in the twin flame path, we can be ahead in different ways, obviously, because feminines can tend to be the empath. And both parties generally are the empath. However, I feel as though there is some revelation in their heart of the past, and I do feel a lot of closure. I'm noticing a lot of green coming through in the cards, and I channel messages psychically, so feel free, if you get extra messages, go for gold. I'm channeling these messages psychically as well as intuitively. So what I'm sensing here from the cards is that Divine Masculine has looked back to the past, really summed up a chapter in their life, and there is something that they're having a very, very I can't say cold, I can say a detached and a realistic approach. It's like, okay, I am feeling this for Divine Feminine. I am not feeling this for my past or a karmic situation. So we have the Union card here, and I think it's beautiful. I do feel initially when we see Union, the first way it does tend to play out is A, acceptance there's a problem. B, change in behavior, again, acceptance and reaction. C is union with self. And it's also at an intimate level. I'm noticing the butterfly on the bottom part of the abdomen of this individual. And it's almost like an intimate union, but it's also with their own personal power, with their drive, with who they want to create, with where they're going. And I'm noticing the wings coming up behind the energy of this individual. It's very much in yin and yang. It's looking very positive. So I see this person really, moving forward very boldly. This is a time of coming out of hermit mode. And I do feel they have felt this sense that Divine Feminine has been really retracting back, and this is directly impacting them. They're almost feeling that this is giving them the space, A, to gain clarity, but they're also feeling this huge drive towards you. These cycles that are shifting, it can feel like hell on earth to get to you, but at the same time, spiritually, I feel that their guides are pushing them through. They're pushing them through these boundaries. They're helping them see who isn't for them and what isn't for them. And I do see this change. I'm hearing the term the changing of the guards. I do feel this is keeping them up at night. I'm noticing the sage, which is really like the hermit card in tarot, and the wolf with the light. And I do feel there could have been a tower moment. And I do feel an old chapter has run them quite down, and they are feeling quite vulnerable and protective of themselves. But I also feel whatever's keeping them up at night, it means their high intuition. They're really wanting to solve this. They're really not trying to project their energy onto anyone. They could be on guard to a degree, but I also feel this on guard is going to be very mature. It's going to be warm and fuzzy. It could come through very non-descriptive initially, but I also feel nevertheless there is a notion of trying to gain clarity in this. I do feel where it comes to the karmic cycle, I feel there is a big group that really are going through a huge revelation, and there appears to be a big shake-up. Now I'm looking to the foundation of this, and for me, how I'm seeing this is if Divine Feminine is sitting on her throne and being quite neutral, I do tend to find this is probably going to go more positive for you. Those of you that are getting triggered, sometimes we can fall into that shadow energy through our ascension process. And it doesn't mean to say that we're karmic individuals. It means that we can embody the frequency. That can be lower, and how could that play out? That could be anger. It could be jealousy. It could be insecurity. I mean, we are human. And it can dissipate. Generally, we always will come back to the heart space and it will dissipate. But what I do see here is there is an individual that they are confronting, and there appears to be a little bit of a showdown here. If somebody is really pushing them, they're actually, really giving this person even further clarity. So I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I mean, at the time, in the feeling, yes. Somebody is requiring this person to sacrifice. Somebody's required this person to sacrifice a little bit too much. And I do get this crossroad energy. Yeah, they're like, look, I'm not thinking about this anymore. It's way too much. They feel they've had enough time. I'm going to clarify desires of the past, which I get this like pushing down, taming, psychic energy coming from Divine Feminine. And there was guilt that they didn't have their life together, and they felt that you deserve so much more. They also at times felt that maybe they weren't deserving of this. They're definitely, I do feel for a pocket group, have had a lot of jealous individuals around them, and gossip had been traveling, and I think they really had to cross their T's and dot their I's, because there appears to be some shady individual in the past who's been a little bit of a bugbear for certain twin flames. Okay, let's see what this hermit energy is, please. They're coming out of the woodworks, though. I feel they're almost coming out of this hermit, but they're using their wisdom. Oof, okay, there could be a co-worker that's a little bit problematic for some of them. I do feel they're actually doing the work, even though they're making reference to if you feel they're not doing work, they are doing work on themselves. There's a map and a plan. Yeah, they also feel they have behavioral patterns are really being checked here. Okay, I'm looking at this. This is really looking like, yeah, could it be a devil? Yeah, there's a person who acts quite immaturely around them. Okay, what is crossing this, please? Oh, there's more people involved. Okay, there could be more than one person involved in this cycle. This doesn't have to be a romantic connection. This could be a tribal connection, a tribal situation. Now, that can be work. I feel if these individuals are in a karmic relationship, the chemistry is really dying. I feel that they're very worried. They feel quite naked. They feel like people are seeing straight through them. And they're very defensive at this point because they're unable to poker face. So I do feel this person's having a lot of psychic attacks. I do feel this person is thinking a lot about divine feminine, and there's a panic and a worry about it. Yeah, I definitely see them journeying in towards you. This can be quite quickly. This person feels quite anxious. Yeah, we have communication coming in. Okay, something has shifted. This person's had a massive download. They're looking at the devil in the detail. They also could be dealing with a bit of a devil. They want to, for some of them, to have advice, but they also feel quite confident in your energy. If there was an ultimatum or anything to that degree, or they were picking it up on the 5D, they've just been obsessively thinking about you. They're unsure how it's going to go, but they really want to move in towards you, and they're hoping for the best. They're not having attachment, but they're really wanting to be completely open and honest with you. But they definitely have had a download. They definitely feel they've had this light bulb moment that enough is enough. They do feel that they've made a lot of sacrifices. I will see you next week for the update. Come join us for the joint connection, and let's see how it's playing out by the end of this week.